UFC 248, Israel, he defends his title against Yoel Romero. And this is something that I've been wanting to ask you for a long time, man, is talking about Yoel Romero and his wrestling,
Mm.
Cuban wrestling. You know what I mean? Give
Yeah.
us your insight on Cuban wrestling.
My insight on Cuban wrestling is you got to look at somebody's credentials. Credential wise, he could probably be the best wrestler credential wise in the UFC. He was an Olympic runner up in 2000. He was a world champ in 1999. He beat Satiev in 99, lost to him in the finals in 2000, but they say the Russians paid him off, but nobody really knows. So, credential wise, yes, wrestling for MMA is different. But he's explosive. He's a physical specimen. Just look at him, man. He looked like he's chiseled from Zeus, you know what I mean, himself. So from that aspect, he can be scary and he can look scary, and the things he can do is scary. However, I think Israel, and this is me, this is my opinion, I just think Israel's too smart. I think he's too crafty for him. I think that a lot of people are saying to Izzy, oh, this is a dumb fight. Why did you take this fight? But like Israel said, for him, this fight is about nobody wants to fight Yoel Romero. You know what I mean? Well, I'll fight him. So that speaks volumes. And when you're a wrestling coach and you're fighting a wrestler, you're always going to be nervous. You know what I mean? Because, like, first thing they say about Yoel Romero is his wrestling. Everybody knows the dude can wrestle. So I'm already on eggshells, you know. But nothing's changed, man. It's, you know, they said the same thing about Brunson, who's my boy. They said the same thing about Whitaker, about Gastelum, that he can, you know, he's a wrestler, et cetera. So, and they're good. So nothing there changes. It's the same stuff. We focus on this. You know, Andre, the wrestling coach here at City Kickboxing, done a phenomenal job with Israel at this point and how far he's come with his wrestling and everything. And again, when I come in, I just give like a different look. And yeah, man, we just wrestle, get to as many positions as we can, feel as many different positions. Okay, this works. This doesn't really work. Let's try this. Well, if this knows it, let's focus on this. You know what I mean? Just sampling it out and just trying things like that. And it's everybody comes together. You know, Coach, you know, Eugene's there watching, Andre's there. So everybody's coming together, and it's just the same thing. It's just, but when you have somebody who's a phenomenal striker like Israel, it makes things that much more interesting. Mm-hmm. And wrestling is different from wrestling. Wrestling in MMA is different. You know what I mean? And I learned that when I moved to Thailand. It is. When you got kicks and punches and heels and elbows coming at you, and somebody who's in and out and bang, bang, and next thing you know, he's cutting an angle, that's a whole different scenario. You know what I mean? It's a lot of stuff coming at you. That's what makes the sport of MMA so great. So, but to answer your question, yeah, man, it's to think about his credentials is scary because of what he's accomplished. You know what I mean? He's at the highest level in wrestling. You know what I mean? To win a world championship in wrestling is harder to win than the Olympics because there's more countries involved. To be an Olympian is hard enough, but to make the finals, that's the pinnacle of sports. But I said it before and I'll say it again. Israel is a new breed. This is his time. And I'm going to be nervous, as always, like I always am, leading up to it. You know what I mean? For all the boys when they fight. But fireworks, what can you say about that? That's a fireworks fight. You know what I mean? They did a little press conference down in Houston when we were there. It was cool. You saw the dance battle. Went pretty good. Went back and forth a little bit with each other. But when he went to L.A. and he went from L.A. to Houston and Houston to right back here and he started training again. You know what I mean? He's focused, same as always, you know, work, hard work. So what do you think about Romero's wrestling?
He doesn't use it. Like in his last few fights, he never uses his wrestling. So it's almost like Is he gonna use it this time or not? It's like what is it, Russian roulette with the wrestling.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Is he? But remember when he came out southpaw against Whitaker the first time? The second time he came out orthodox. So you got that. So then now it's, he hasn't used his wrestling, but maybe in the back of his mind he's thinking, oh, this guy can't wrestle, so I'm definitely going to try to wrestle. So maybe he's going to come out and he's just going boom, full forward. But so you got to be ready for everything. You still got to cross your T's and dot your I's, which is what we do, which is what Israel does. He does his homework. You know what I mean? He does his homework, and a lot of wrestling. It should be called City Wrestling because as much wrestling as we do over there. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, that's crazy, isn't it? Everybody thinks, oh, he doesn't use his wrestling, but is he going to use his wrestling? You know what I mean? So you're weighing your options, but you just focus on the things you can control, and the rest will take care of itself. Like I said, I think the level of striking Israel's at and how smart he is and how he thinks, and it's like a chess game to him. It's going to be good.